Welcome to CSD Tools for Planning and Implementation. So now that you know about the programs and you also know some of the plans for what you will be expected for year one, now what tools do you have from Canyon School District to be able to support you with that implementation? And so let's move first to talk about the curriculum map. So I want to talk about a change that's been made in Canyon School District. First of all, we used to call the big document that we put together the curriculum map. We are now changing that to the word instructional guide. And here's the reason why. A curriculum map is a scope and sequence of what skills should be taught. It is pacing, and it also includes the standards. An instructional guide includes those three things, but it also has routines, best practices, systems, and frameworks. So that large book that can also be found digitally right here has now the new name of Instructional Guide. And this is a hot link for you to be able to take you to this page here where you would click on Elementary to be able to see the instructional guides and what's been done there for you. If you're looking at this in June or possibly the first part of July, the instructional guides might not all be updated. The target date for that is around August 1st. You will have, though, included in this course the map portions of the instructional guide, the ELA portions of the scope and sequence, the pacing, and all of the standards and how that all aligns has been made for you, and you can access through the Canvas course. After August 1st, you can also access them here. So they'll both stay in the same places so that you'll be able to see those portions. So I'm going to give you a preview of those portions and what those look like so that you can now print them or put them in some sort of jump page for yourself. You could also just have them live in the Canvas course, whatever it is that makes you feel good to be able to be organized for the 22-23 school year. So let's look first at the first grade literacy block. Like before, this link right here is hot that will open up this literacy block for you. In that literacy block, which maybe you've seen because these have been shared with principals and coaches, the foundations link, or the foundations portion, the language reading and writing portion. This foundations is your 95 core phonics program. The reading and writing is your wonders program. Both are taught in tier 1 in whole group. You have 30 to 40 minutes of foundational time. We recognize that you'll be spending 40 to 45-ish minutes when you're first learning that program, and then hopefully you'll be able to get that down to approximately 30-ish minutes. We also recognize that this may take longer, and this is a dotted line here to show that there is writing inside of this time. Because when you're working with wonders, you are doing embedded writing along the way. So some days you might use the 40 plus the 20 for a whole 60-minute block here. And if you do that, then that includes this here, because you might have the embedded writing. But there might be some days where you want to do some embedded writing, but do also a writing project where you are working through the writing process, and that is the extended writing piece. And if you remember, that doesn't have to be acquisitioned until year 2 of the implementation process. But up to you. That's why this here is structured with this dotted line across. We also recognize that you need skill-based instruction. You still have the wonders, the leveled readers, you have decodables, you have the 95% phonics program that you can either review or front load. There's the phonics lesson library, the phonological awareness kit. You still have access to PALS, and you still have any early literacy software that your school has applied for. So now, looking at your learning task notebook, take this portion of this film here, and which components of foundations are being taught with the 95% group. So go ahead and take a moment to look at your learning task notebook and complete this task.